Heyo, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darth Rich, and we are back with Star Citizen. Thank you for coming back and having a look at this video if you've been here before, and welcome if you haven't. Today we're in the Revel and York hangar, and that can mean only one thing: we have a new ship to have a look at. It's a little bit of a special weekend for me because we currently have access to some of the limited edition ships on the RSI store, so we're able to pledge for the packages and order standalone ships, which means I've got access to a couple of those, and we're going to have a look at one of those right now. Okay, so the ship that we're going to have a look at today is the Anvil Gladiator. Now, I'll be quite honest straight off the bat, this would not be a ship that would be on my radar whatsoever. Purely because combat, and more importantly attacking combat, is not something that I really see myself getting involved with in the persistent universe. I'm sure there'll be quite significant aspects of the single player campaign, Squadron 42, that will require me to obviously partake, but in the persistent universe I see myself more as a passive, peaceful kind of guy who would probably only engage in combat for the defense of either myself or others. But it's nice to be able to get something like this in our hangar, and as far as combat spacecraft are concerned, this one is actually quite interesting. So this is classified as a carrier based bomber. This is the civilian version, obviously, but there's quite a lot going on here, considering it's a smaller ship than we've been looking at recently. So first of all, the styling. I'll say first of all it's very dark, so it's kind of difficult to see, but obviously that will be for the benefit when you're flying it, but that doesn't take away from the level of detail that is on display here, especially some of these panels. You know, when you get really close and you can see how the flashing lights reflecting off it there, and that's not just one uniform piece of metal. You can see that there's certain places, like I don't know whether they're grease spots or a bit of dirt or something of that nature, but the level of detail is pretty good as always. It's a two-man ship, which I didn't actually understand until I started reading into it a little more. We'll show you how that works in a second. It does say on the website that this is a civilian model of the Gladiator, and the civilian model has the choice of being able to be outfitted with a bomb bay or extra cargo hold. So that immediately interests me a little bit more, because if it could be utilised for small amount of goods transport or something like that, perhaps something that's high risk or something that might be sought after by pirates or other people, being able to transport a small amount of goods in a heavily armoured spacecraft is probably a pretty good idea to be able to defend yourself. But also, with it being a little bit smaller, you're also agile enough to be able to manoeuvre your way out of trouble if needed. We have 4 landing gears here, one at the front, back, left and right, and I really like how these are designed. If we get a little bit closer, we can see again the artists have done a fantastic job. You can see that obviously this will retract into the nose cone there, and then this flap will come up to keep it nicely enclosed. And as with all the details that we've seen with the landing gears and such as so far, you can see exactly how it works. we don't have to imagine how that's going to go back in there. I'm sure the animation will look absolutely fantastic when we can eventually see it. Similarly, on the wings, it's slightly more complicated, but the level of detail again is outstanding, and you can see exactly how this works. You know, you can see those wires in there that come down to that joint there, and then we can see, like, what does it look like, a compression canister, and you know, you can see exactly how that folds up. This leg will retract, possibly pivot and turn around as well, and then this the top part of the wing as it is will then come down and then close it in its place. And you know, I can't wait to see that. That's absolutely fantastic. If we can imagine this is the bay of a large carrier or something like that, if you saw a fleet of 6 or 12 of these all in a row, all firing up, and the maneuvering thrusters taking them off the cargo bay floor, and then everything retracting, and it looked absolutely fantastic, especially getting all those fantastic noises that they put in as well. If we follow around the rear, we've got some very interesting things going on. You know, I really do like the design of it. I think it looks great. So we've got some flaps there for maneuverability. Keep clear of the mechanism, as it tells us there. And then we've got these two forward-facing thrusters. Now, I don't know exactly which thrusters these are, what class they are, but as you can see, we've got two of them. It does note on the website that the two HE 5.2s, and we've also got 8 M1-16 manoeuvring thrusters. So it sounds like it's going to be a fairly formidable flyer. Quite what the range will be and such, I don't know. If it's carrier based, one would presume that perhaps it's not going to be too comfortable going long distances. But if you do have an organisation with a fleet or a carrier or something that's capable of carrying a few of these, then I'm sure they'll be a great addition to your fleet. With it being a bomber, it is quite heavily armoured as well. We can see these. We've got these rockets here. It says that it comes supplied with 2 S3 4 times Tempest rockets and 1 times S4 4 times torpedoes. Certainly sounds like something I don't particularly want to mess with. And then we've also got laser cannons here, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, what we see, it's a 2-man ship, so let's have a look how that works here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this up here, and you can see that turret at the top pivots around to allow access. You can hear it firing up, and then the 2 seats lower to the floor. What a fantastic mechanism that is. That's absolutely great. There may be other ships that have a similar mechanism. I've not seen one yet myself, but when I was fiddling around with this, I was quite surprised to see that. I thought that looked absolutely fantastic. So we can look again. Text just a little bit blocky there. That might just be this time. I don't think I noticed it last time, but we see the 2 seats there. We've got the footrests. We've got the ejection levers there as well. I think they both look fairly similar. Whether they will in the final version, I don't know, but you can see that one of those will retract into the turret bay at the top, as you can see, and obviously one belongs to the pilot. So let's have a look at the pilots first. So if we have a look here, you can see nice smooth animation as we're sitting there. Now, good look around. And it puts us rather nicely into the cockpit. Now, this has to be one of my favourite cockpits so far. I really like the look of it. It looks a little bit more grounded than some of the ones that have like hollow view displays and such. obviously in the center there we'll have our navigation globe, and then we've got all these screens that are feeding us back information during the flight. We can see we've got some wires down there all running through under that covering, and then if we look above, we've got a great view round to the kind of top left upwards. Straight ahead's not too bad. You've got them two quite large struts there, but largely to the front and the sides we've got a good view. The only thing that I was kind of concerned about, and I don't know whether this is something that will be handled by the pilot, but if you are on a bombing run, then we don't have too much to the bottom left and right to be able to see out. And although obviously there might be quite a lot of the targeting done by the computer system, you know, surely a visual view may be useful in preparation for that, or if the systems go down, something of that nature. So good view, but I would have thought for a bomber you would have had a little bit more possibly to the bottom left and the bottom right. But the styling of it, absolutely fantastic. We've got the thrusters there on the left. You can see he's got his hand on the maneuvering stick there, and obviously we can't power it up just as yet, but I would assume it's quite an exciting place to be if you're on a carrier with a few of these as wingmen, and you've been asked to perhaps attack another carrier or capital ship or something like that. I would expect that to be quite an exciting time. So if we just get out of this now, so we can hear the mechanism. As we go down, that's it, it allows us out of it. So I'll just stand back now so you can see where we were sat up there. That was the pilot's view. I'm not sure which of the weaponry the pilot will control. One would presume that he controls these laser cannons here. Obviously the turret's going to be controlled by the co-pilot or the additional crew member. Let's have a quick look as we get in this. So can we just move this around here? So we sit in reverse. Can have a look as we go up. Great sounds once again. So it's bringing us into place. Obviously we're looking at the back now, and it's spinning us round. And we've got these two large cannons here. This is the CF-117 Badger. Presumably this gives supporting fire whilst we're doing our runs for the bombing. So going back to what we were saying before, if we could outfit this with the facility to be able to carry a small amount of cargo, maybe high risk or small quantity high value cargo, then if you've got to make along with a ride for you, you're going to be fairly formidable out in the open space. So we can see down there, right between my feet, we can see the entry point that we've just come through, although in reverse. And we got this display here, so we've obviously got the controls for maneuvering the turret from left to right. I don't know if we can do that now. I don't think we can we? No. We've got two displays. One at the bottom looks like it possibly is for the bomb allocation and bomb targeting system. The one at the top, again, I don't know. Maybe that's it looks like it's perhaps a weapon selection or something of that nature. But yeah, fantastic. And if you think you've got a very, very good view all the way around there, and if you think we can this will rotate from left to right as it is anyway, then we should be able to have a pretty good view out there. So let's just we'll see that again, spin round. Level of detail even there of the entry point, you know, which we only see for a brief second, is absolutely fantastic. So there we are, we have the Anvil Gladiator. really happy to have had a look at it. At the price point that it is, you know, I don't think it's something that that I'll be purchasing just at this moment in time. As a standalone ship, it's $165, so it's a fairly hefty investment. But having said that, you know, the utility of it is obviously up for debate, and it might be slightly broader than you first think when you're having a look at what it's capable of. But yeah, I really like it. I actually quite like the dark colouring of it. I know it's a little bit difficult to see underneath and such when we're in the hangar, but yeah, I think it's quite a stylish looking spacecraft. So here we are again at the end of the video. I do thank you ever so much for watching, especially if you've got this far. As I said before, you are my favourite people. There'll be more Star Citizen videos on the way. Really enjoying making them, and if anybody is enjoying listening to them or watching them, then that certainly makes me very happy. If you would like to see any further ones, please check the rest of the videos that I've already got out there, and please feel free to subscribe as well, because there will be more videos coming in the coming weeks and months, and moving on into the full release of Star Citizen. Feel free to like or dislike accordingly, depending on how you feel, and I always welcome comments. If I've made any mistakes or missed anything, then please feel free to pick me up on it, or even if you just want to say hello, I'd very much appreciate that too. So I've been Darth Rich, and I'm out for now. We'll catch you soon.